Hello everyone, it is me Lori and I am back with a new video. Today I thought I would kind of talk about the whole coronavirus situation. As some of you may or may not know, I am a nursing student and I'm currently doing my internship in a hospital. So I kind of wanted to explain this a little bit more, what my experience is on the whole coronavirus situation while working in a hospital. So that is what I'm gonna be doing. So enjoy the video, and if you do, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more nursing student related videos and other videos in general. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alright, first of all, I kind of want to explain the whole situation on how Belgian hospitals do things right now with the coronavirus, or at least like the hospital that I work in, where I do my my internship at. So basically, I'm in a hospital where they start with laying patients that are positive for corona on a unit. So the hospital has different units, different departments, no matter what you call it. And in the beginning they started like emptying one unit, and they put the corona positive patients on that unit. The minute someone corona positive is on that unit, another department, so another unit, gets cleared out and prepared for the coronavirus, so that every time that a department is getting filled with corona patients, a new unit is getting cleared out, so that there is never not enough space for corona patients. So what they do right now is they fill up one unit. As soon as a patient is on that unit, they start preparing a unit that was already cleared out. So they start removing everything like the beds and start working with isolation processes, start preparing the nurses and doctors that work on that unit. And when they start preparing that unit, they also already clear out another unit. So that means that they actually have two units in preparation for corona patients. And then when on department B that they had already prepared, as soon as someone new ends up in that department, the department that was already cleared out gets prepped for corona. That is how we do it in the hospital that I work at. A lot more staff is needed, of course, because, for example, normally you do a night shift on your own. With corona patients, you do a department with 3 nurses, and it's always like that. Every shift you have to have way more nurses because it's way more tiring with all the suits and gear that you are wearing. So that is something really needed. The way our hospital works is right now one of the departments is a unit for patients that may have corona, but they are waiting for a confirmation from their tests. So they're being tested and they're currently in that unit waiting for confirmation. Then when they're tested and they are positive, we have a medium care and a high care unit. So the medium care is for patients that are fine, but they need to be monitored 24/7 because, for example, they have a lung disease or they have cancer or a heart disease, something that puts them in high risk for corona. They end up in medium care. Then we have a high risk and high care unit, and high care is for patients that are a little bit more critical, most likely to not make it past the coronavirus, which is very sad. Those are patients that are very critical, very bad, and they're very suffering from corona, but they're not worse enough to go to the ICU. When they get worse enough, they are removed from the high risk, from the high care unit to the ICU. So we basically have a lot of units. Everyone that works on that special designated unit gets updated a lot. Everyone in the hospital does, and we are all aware of all that we need to do for our corona patients. So that is kind of how the hospital works. Now, from my personal experience, I had a week off of internship. I had like a week of classes at school. The minute the coronavirus started to get really, really drastic and serious, and the government started to get a lot of rules out, for example, closing schools and all of that, that is a week that I was not at my internship. So that next Monday, I was literally just going to my internship, heads up, not knowing what I was going to expect, what was going to happen. And I came to my normal unit where I do my internship, and I normally went to it's like a day hospital. So this is the department where patients come when they have a minor surgery done, or when they get IV therapy, when they're having a disease or something like that. Patients come to our unit in the morning, and they get their operation done or they get their therapy, and in the evening, when everything's okay with the patient, they leave. So it's literally only during the day. There's no night shift, there's no weekend shifts. And this unit was the first unit to close in the hospital because all minor surgeries or non-urgent surgeries are being cancelled, and our OR has basically no work anymore, only like urgent surgeries that really need to be done. But yeah, my unit closed. So when I came to my internship on Monday, the unit was closed, and I had no clue on really what to do, and I was sent to a new unit. As a student though, it is really hard being transferred to a new unit, especially when things like this are going on. There was already a lot of new information involving the coronavirus itself, and then suddenly you also get a lot of new information from this new department that you're on. So that Monday was a really harsh day for me. I was really struggling, so I was put on a department that takes care of patients who have internally a problem, so with like their intestines, with their organs, something like that, not with their bones breaking or anything. So that is where I was put. I came to my internship, and I was told that from now on, in our 8-hour shifts, we had to wear surgical masks, surgery masks at all times, and we could not remove them. And from now on, we have to wear gloves every time we touch a patient. Normally, this is something that you already do, the gloves. Normally, you already touch a patient. Normally, you already take care of a patient with gloves on. You never do it without, but you're very careful with it. You know, it's your own safety goes before everyone else's. Your own safety is on top. That is something that you need to know as a nursing student, as a nurse, as a doctor, as whatever you do in healthcare. Your own safety is a priority. So gloves was something that we always are very careful about, and we always wear, as well as disinfecting our hands and washing our hands. But now the rules around gloves and disinfecting your hands are even more strict. So now every time we touch a patient, for example, when you transfer a patient from their bed to their chair, I normally never wear gloves because I know I'm not gonna do something dirty. I'm not gonna like touch any body fluids from the patient. I'm just transferring from a bed to a chair, and that is not normally important to wear gloves. Right now it is really important because this patient might have corona, and you need to wear gloves. You're never 100% sure that the patient does not have corona, even though they're not on a corona designated unit. You can never be 100% sure. As everyone else in the world, you're never 100% sure that you do not have corona. So you kind of need to see every patient as a possible corona patient. This also means disinfecting your hands until literally your flesh is peeling off. And washing your hands every time you leave a patient. It is hard, but you know, you adapt really quickly. I actually really love this new department that I was put on, but as soon I heard after a week of being there, so I was put there on Monday, the 16th of March, and that Friday I heard that unit was closing because corona patients were gonna be put on the unit. For me, that meant changing units again. The reason behind this is that I am a high-risk patient. I have asthma. It's not extremely severe. It's not like the worst form of asthma that a person can have, but it can get nasty sometimes. So I kind of talked about this with my school teachers, with the doctors from school, and we all together decided that I am not allowed to work at a corona designated unit. So I can only work on units where there are no corona patients, or that we know of. This is a tricky one for me, definitely, because in my mind I'm stressing out a lot. It is hard to be a risk patient, but you also really want to help out the way you can. Like, this is something really difficult for me. I am scared all the time when I'm at my internship because I really don't want to get corona. I know that's gonna end up really badly, but I also just really want to help out because I know what I can do. I know that I can help out, and I really want to do that. And that is something in my mind is really triggering, but I will talk about the mental part later on. I just changed units again that next Monday. So I think it was like, let me check, because I want to get these dates right. It was the 23rd of March I changed again, and I got to a really nice apartment and I really fell in love with it. It has really been fun being there. I really enjoy it, and this is something that I find as a nursing student, and I don't want to sound weird, but the coronavirus does not only have negative sides to it as a nursing student. As a nursing student, this is also a positive thing because you learn a lot. There is a lot of learning opportunities from this crisis in our country, because right now I'm a third year student, so it is 4 years. I'm in my third year, so we can already do quite a lot, and we can already work as almost as a normal nurse. We do still need guidance, and we know that we cannot do everything the way normal nurses can because we still have like a year of theory to go through, but we can already do quite a lot, so we can help out the way we can. And sometimes I was, for example, last week I needed to go help at the emergency care, which is something that never even got to my mind to like ever go do my internship there. So it's really nice that you can go to different departments that you would normally never go to, and you're learning a lot from it, and I'm learning a lot from what I actually want to be as a nurse. I think that as a nurse, this is also really making me grow, and for me the most important part of it is that I have always doubted if being a nurse was really something for me, and if this is really something that I want to be doing. But now that I am helping out during the coronavirus, during this crisis, and during the hard times that nurses and doctors and everyone in the medical care is going through, I finally realized that this is something that I really want to do, and this is something that I'm really passionate about because I'm now sick, I have something at my stomach, and I'm really missing my internship. I'm really ready to go help and to do something good with yourself, and I don't know, it's really fun, kind of, even. I know that sounds so weird, but yeah, I'm kind of having fun during my internship now. So I think it's also a little bit positive as a nursing student. It's definitely difficult, but it's also kind of fun. Now for the mental aspect of it all, that is a hard one for me. I am going to be doing a video soon about my mental health, something that I haven't really been sharing much about with no one, but I have been struggling with my mental health for quite a while. Doing so much better, and I was actually kind of fine. My self-confidence came back. I was really ready, to live my life again, and I was really positive in life. But it was until like, I don't know, last week it started to really hit me that this is something really, really harsh, and this is something really, really difficult. Because normally at your internship you see a lot of people dying. That is normal, but right now we're talking about so many patients dying, and it's been taken normal. Like last week there were like, oh, 9 more patients died today, and I was like, oh yeah, right, we expected that. And that is something that really hurt me inside, because I just heard the news that 9 more people died. People that have lived their whole lives with families, and they're dead. The thing that stresses me out the most is getting the coronavirus at my internship and giving it to my dad or to my grandparents, or those high-risk patients. My dad is a high-risk patient. We know that if he got corona, I think he would definitely end up in the ICU. My grandparents, they're old. They probably won't even get care anymore when it's getting really, really nasty in here. So that resolved in me staying in my dorm room 24/7 now. The borders are also closed, which is also hard because I'm not allowed to go home anymore. I was told to choose a place of residency, so either my dorm room or either my home where my mom and dad live. They live in the Netherlands. My dorm room is in Belgium, but from home it is nearly impossible to go to my internship, so I basically have to stay in my dorm room. But we have now heard that these measurements, or like, how do you call that, I don't know, are here. These rules are here still right now until the 19th of April, which means that I cannot go home until the 19th of April. And probably not as long as the coronavirus is really active in healthcare, because I really do not want to infect my dad. So it's gonna be lonely. I know some families have it way worse than I do. This week something happened at my internship, and I think this was the first time that I really started crying during my internship. I never do that. I always hide my emotions. I never really felt the urge of crying, but basically a patient of mine, a 20-year-old boy, so my age, is a patient that I really get along with well. I know him for quite a while now, and I treated him in oncology, I treated him in the daycare hospital, I treated him on a lot of departments that I did internships at. This patient has just over 1 leukemia, which is awesome, and I was so happy when he told me the news. And then Tuesday we were watching like the records of who is in the hospital on the corona departments. We do that every single day. My mentor of my internship and me, we like watch who is where. And this guy was currently on the department because they thought he was having corona. He still has to wait for a confirmation, but as soon as I saw, I just broke down, because this guy, he deserves the world. Like last year he lost his cousin due to a disease, and this year he beat leukemia, and now he possibly has corona, and I just can't. How does one family have so much this luck. Like, how does that happen to one family? I mean, I know that the minute he gets corona, he's dead. I mean, that sounds so harsh, but looking at his history, medical history, this is something that he will not survive. So I'm literally keeping him in my prayers that he will not have corona. I've been praying for him every single evening because this is hard, and I really hope that Monday I come to my internship and I see his name being removed, not because he's dead, but because he's going home with no corona. The last thing I want to talk about is how grateful I am and how proud I am of all my friends and fellow students that are currently fighting so hard in the healthcare world. I got a lot of friends of mine who work with the ambulance. I have nursing students. A lot of my friends are nursing students, which is logical, who are all right now or at their internship or volunteering in hospitals, doing the best that they can for corona patients or just to help out in units that where they need help. Friends of mine who, just everyone who's risking their lives right now, because I know this sounds so harsh, but we are risking our lives. Even I am, and this is something that's the last thing I'm going to be talking about. I kept it to last because it's hard. This is the hard part about being a nurse during this time, is our own safety hazards are kind of, normally safety is our number one priority. Right now, my own safety is not my number one priority, but your patients, and that is not how it should be, but it is. Last week, a patient of mine fell and she grabbed my arm. So she grabbed my arm right here. Of course, I was not wearing gloves because this was in the hallway. And normally what I should have said was, hold on, I'm gonna get gloves first and then I'm gonna help you. But if I would have done that, that patient would have fallen to the ground, and that would have just been rude. And that is against against my head, like that's against my heart. I would never do that. So I helped her up and I helped her get to bed. And that was on Friday, and on Monday I found out that this patient was corona positive. So this means that I had unprotected contact with a corona positive patient, which means that I am now really closely being followed, being monitored by my internship, by my school, by everyone else. To see that I do not have corona. I get my temperature taken multiple times a day. The minute that I feel sick, the minute that I have a cough or a dripping nose or whatever, the minute I have the slightest symptom of corona, I need to stay home for 2 weeks. It has been a week right now and I'm doing fine. Normally the symptoms would have been here 2 days ago and they're not here yet, so chances are that I do not have corona. But this is the biggest example of knowing being safe whatever you do. So I really want to point out that if you're still watching right now, because it's like the end of the video, please do stay home and please do self-isolation. Please only go out if you need to go to work. Some people just need to go to work, that is life. Go out when you need to go to work, when you need to go to the grocery store, or like you need to get fuel for your car, but that's all. Please do not go out for any other reason, because you can literally get corona everywhere from the slightest little contact that you get with someone. You can get corona, so please be so careful, especially if you have high-risk patients or high-risk family members. Please be so careful, and I really hope that you are all doing well. If you have any questions for me about coronavirus or about being in hospital while the coronavirus is still active, or about a nursing student or whatever, you can just comment down below and ask me, and I will see you soon with a new video. Stay safe, y'all.